Alright, we're rolling. This is Miss Kathy Deach.
Hello.
You may know her as Taylor Jackson in the pilot of Project Phoenix.
You might.
Which show are we talking about here? We have some questions sent in.
People actually tweeted things. And
great.
I know there are famous people who are in this, and I'm honored that you tweeted to ask me things. I'm just going to say that. Humbled.
So, I got a couple questions here, and then we'll talk a little bit about the show. Right now, we're just over the $5,000 mark.
Woo!
So, again, and we're in the middle of, we're in Plummer Park?
Plummer
Park here in West Hollywood, and so you'll hear, like, cars driving past. But she's got to be up there in, like, 15 minutes, and I have to be down there in 15 minutes, so this was, like, perfect.
This is the meeting.
Meet me in the park.
We're not doing illegal things here.
Not
just
yet.
letting you know,
I will, though, later.
Not till later tonight.
For $14,999.
Mom, I was kidding.
I'm
Mom now.
totally kidding. I'm totally kidding. I kill people for $14,000. I don't do sexual things. That's more. This question is from Juanita, who follows us on Twitter and also on Facebook. Kathy, what attracted you to the role?
Funny story. I wasn't attracted to it at all because I didn't know it existed until 24 hours before I shot it. Chad is an amazing person with amazing contacts and of course wanted people who were visibly noticeable to be in the pilot, and we hung out a couple nights before and he very generously had someone, when he had somebody drop out who was a name, he asked me, of all people, to do it. So once I read it, I was scared to death. P.S. He doesn't really know that. I was scared to death. I was like, wow, this is really intense. And it's 12 hours before I have to shoot this. And I was nervous, and I didn't know if I should say yes. And then I had this aha moment, like, you do this in acting class all the time. This is what you've been preparing for years to do, to go on a set and nail it. So just say yes. So I'm so grateful that he did that. So there was nothing that attracted to me. I mean, it's attractive, but it wasn't, it's not like he was begging me to do it. And I was like, well, I'm attracted to this. It was like, you know.
By the way, if I'm shaking, it's because I'm crouching because she's a little person. And
Totally, she's so short and have flats on.
so if I look at her bouncing, that's.
He's just stretching his quads.
But actually, the next question that she had was, Chad, how did you choose Kathy? Direct contact or screen test? And continuing on her answer. We met at a very dear friend of ours' wedding, Ryan O'Connor, in Palm Springs back in December, and
which is really fun.
Really fun wedding, and I instantly fell in love with her, and then started following her on Twitter, and then we were hanging out.
I came to see Porn
Brat. She was at the reading for Porn Brat Pack, and so we became friends through that, and. We had mutual friends that were doing a concert, and I said, hey, do you want to go listen to some music? And on the drive there, she was kind of talking, this will not ever work on me ever again, just so you know. But she said, she was talking about, you know, working as an actress in Hollywood and how people tend to not think of her in certain roles, and that made my light bulb go off. And so we did actually have an actress who was looking at the script who didn't understand the zombie genre. And so, at the last minute, she said, I don't think this is really right for me. And I'm like, that's totally fine, because I had somebody already in mind. But what the interesting thing was, and this is like a good little note for actors, Kathy said, I just need more stuff for my reel. And I don't know if that was a trick, but I was like, this is like a great opportunity, because if Kathy gets stuff for a reel.
Oh no, there's a leaf blower guy. Can you see him? He looks so far away there.
Thank you. We're just rolling something real quick.
Yep, I can do that.
Alright, we'll just give us 2 minutes.
2 more minutes. Okay, one more question.
Or we'll come back.
Okay. Hot, Chad.
Take two.
Drop it like it's hot.
Because, you know,
give me a squat.
we had to blow the leaves into the street. Because they stay there. Alright, so I was saying, so it was a last-minute, very last-minute replacement, but what I was saying is, when Kathy said, I just need some more real material, because people don't tend to, and Kathy, you may know her from Broadway's Wicked, and Footloose.
Nice.
And most recently, The Big C,
Yeah.
and coming up this fall in
January in the Loft.
in January in the Loft with Eric Stone Street.
Yes.
And
Oh, and I'm doing Silence. Silence the musical.
she's doing Silence the Musical.
Ah, the irony.
And you're playing
The
Catherine
girl,
Trammell.
yes.
She's playing my friend, Brooke
Yes.
Smith, in The Well.
The singing version of her.
And where is that going to be?
At the Hayworth,
Here.
starting in September, yeah.
In September. I can't wait.
You hear it here first. That's not even on Playbill.com yet.
Ooh.
I'm just saying.
Michael Dane, who plays Payne, sent you a question.
So good.
How do you prepare for a scene in which you have to start with such high energy with no build-up?
Well, he should know. He was there. You know, it's interesting. It's like all of these years of my Meisner work that I've been, you know, I studied with Matthew Korzian's studio in New York for, like, God, 10 years almost now, on and off. I just moved here to LA 2 years ago, and it was literally that work. That, like, what are your triggers? Like, what in my imaginary life that is connected to reality somehow triggers a situation? And you have to really... It's really like a muscle, and because of that training, I was able to walk in and like really think about people who really meant something to me, situations that would really meant something to me, and I was just able to work from there. And he was amazing. He was so with me the whole time. I just really enjoy him. Yes.
And we have one last question. What makes this zombie series different from others? An email just popped up on my screen. I'm assuming that you're not seeing this, because that would be awkward.
This is the best video ever in the history of Indiegogo videos.
Right. And we're going to start doing these with the rest of the cast as well, so you'll have to check back over the next 25 days as we start going. What makes this different from other series? I'm a zombie fan. I'm not a fanatic the way that some people are. This came from my friend Katie Bowles-Finley, Katie Bowles. And if you go to her website, which is where the series will eventually land, which is zombiebakeshop.com, you can see the beginnings of the site. There's going to be a new designer coming in and kind of doing an overhaul. But it's going to be zombie short films, zombie snacks. And what's interesting about this is that I have to adhere to all of her rules. I can't change anything. And as all of the films on her site will be, there's certain rules, like there's no higher brain function. So once you're a zombie, you can't think or talk. There's a way that they move, there's a way that they talk. So all of the films on that site are going to be the same thing. This web series will also adhere to those rules as well. But as far as Project Phoenix goes, it's going to be more Alias than Walking Dead. It's going to be more about these people who have to track this virus. We will see the zombies, and how they react with them will be a little different than you would normally see, like in The Walking Dead or Dawn of the Dead. It's really about the survivors and the people as opposed to the zombies, if that makes sense. And I'm trying to set it as realistically as possible when this outbreak and the infection happens, that they're dealing with the situation realistically. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Well, and, you know, we keep kidding around about how he launched this thing, and then all of a sudden people are eating people's faces in real life. So, I don't know.
And the Delta thing about the plane?
Yeah, it's just like a little weird, and, you know, it is that blurry line of, you know, reality, you know, and fantasy, but it's like, what if it really was not some kind of crazy, you know, alien invasion? What if it was something that really came from somebody developing this to do this? I mean, we're capable of many things.
Yeah,
you know.
And the development of this virus, which you'll find out more about in the first season, and what certain people might know about this virus,
dun, dun, dun.
Is going to be what the show's about. And I'm anxious to get you into your sequester room.
As long as it's padded, so I don't really, because you know I'm full out.
Yeah.
I don't want to crack my head open, because literally the guys who were taking me out of the room were like, they stopped and they were like, "You're strong." They're like literally like 7 feet tall, like humongous dudes. They're like, "You're really strong." I was like, sorry. I'm full out McGee. What can I say?
Full McGee. so, you know, hopefully we will be shooting here late July and August. So that's the end of our little video.
Awesome. Thanks,
you have to get to a
guys.
meeting, I have to get to a meeting.
Yeah,
So,
we're gonna go do LA meetings.
we're doing our very LA meetings.
We are.
But thank you again for donating. Please share this video, and we really, really appreciate
Help us do it.
Help us do
you
it.
can help us do it. You have a direct part in it. That's
Yes.
amazing.
And we have things for you. Thanks. Bye.